Have you ever wondered why most people can't live past 82, even though modern medicine has advanced so much? Why are some people still healthy and sharp in their 90s, while others begin to weaken, forget things, and feel tired as early as 70? The difference isn't in genetics. It lies in the small, everyday choices that seem harmless but quietly shorten our lifespan. Meet Margaret, a 71-year-old woman from Oregon who worked as a librarian her whole life. To everyone, she seemed perfectly healthy. She ate well, went for regular checkups, and took her vitamins. But one winter morning, a simple slip and fall changed everything. That moment revealed a shocking truth. The very habits Margaret thought were keeping her healthy were actually destroying her from the inside, little by little. Margaret's story isn't unique. It's a mirror of millions of seniors' lives. On her journey to regain her health, she discovered 5 deadly mistakes that nearly every older adult makes. The danger. These mistakes look normal and harmless, yet they're the silent reason our bodies weaken, our minds fade, and our spirits dim long before our time. The good news is, all of them can be prevented, even reversed. Margaret did it, and her story might just hold the key to helping you live longer, stronger, and happier every day. So now, let's uncover the 5 silent mistakes that cause most people to die before 82, and how to escape them before it's too late. Warning: mistake number 1. The medication trap. Margaret's bathroom once looked like a mini pharmacy. Bottles for blood pressure, cholesterol, joint pain, insomnia, bloating filled every shelf, each prescribed by a different doctor at different times. She believed that the more faithfully she took them, the better her body would be. But what she didn't know was that the danger didn't come from any single pill. It came from how they interacted. It started when she began noticing random bruises, constant fatigue, and occasional dizziness. When a pharmacist reviewed her medications, the truth made her blood run cold. She had been taking 2 blood thinners prescribed by 2 different doctors who didn't know about each other. One extra pain pill could have caused internal bleeding and taken her life. Margaret realized she was trapped in a vicious cycle of side effects. Sleeping pills made her groggy, so she took stimulants to wake up. Stimulants hurt her stomach, so she took antacids. Antacids blocked nutrients, and her body kept getting weaker. From that day, she took back control. She listed every medication, coordinated her doctor visits, and asked her doctors and pharmacists to communicate directly. Within 6 months, she reduced her medications from 12 to 5, and something miraculous happened. Her mind cleared, her energy returned, and all those strange symptoms disappeared. Margaret learned one powerful truth. More medicine doesn't mean better health. Sometimes it's what's making you sicker. Bread mistake number 2. Hidden toxins in the kitchen. If her bathroom was a pharmacy, then her kitchen was a sweet little trap. Her pantry was full of healthy foods, whole grain cereals, low-fat cookies, diet sodas, and canned soups. She thought she was eating smart, until her daughter, a nutritionist, came to visit and read the labels with her. The results shocked Margaret. The granola bar she ate every morning had more sugar than a donut. The 0-calorie soda contained aspartame, a chemical linked to increased risk of stroke and heart disease in seniors. Even her whole grain bread was loaded with high-fructose corn syrup, disguised under another name. And those low-fat products, packed with additives and refined salt to replace lost flavor. A single bowl of canned soup could send her blood pressure skyrocketing. Margaret changed her approach with a new rule she called the 5x5 rule. Choose foods with no more than 5 ingredients. Drink 5 glasses of water before 5 p.m. Eat 5 colors of fruits and vegetables every day to fight inflammation and boost immunity. She swapped sweets for almonds, soda for herbal tea, and processed meats for fresh fish and lean cuts. 4 months later, her blood sugar normalized, her skin glowed, her energy soared, and that heavy post-meal fatigue vanished. Margaret smiled and said, "Sometimes the real poison isn't in the pills. It's hiding right in our kitchen." Woman walking mistake number 3. Fear of movement. The slow killer. Even after fixing her diet, Margaret still struggled with back pain, sore knees, and sleepless nights. She thought it was just part of aging. "I'm 70, not 20. Of course my body's stiff." So whenever her daughter invited her for a walk, she'd reply, "I just need rest. Moving too much makes it worse." But too much rest was what really made her weaker. Her muscles shrank, joints stiffened, circulation slowed, and memory began to fade. She didn't realize that the human body was built to move, and when it stops for too long, it starts shutting down. Everything changed one morning when she tripped in her yard. She wasn't hurt, but the scare opened her eyes. Without flexibility, one small fall could lead to tragedy. From that day, she started small. 5 minutes of walking around the garden each morning. After 2 weeks, 15 minutes. Then gentle stretches for her hips and shoulders, plus breathing meditation before bed. No gym, no trainer, just simple, consistent movement. Progress was slow but steady. She slept better, her back hurt less, her mind felt clearer, and her mood lifted. She realized aging isn't scary. Standing still is. Margaret often told her friends, "As long as I can walk, I'm still young." Movement is the most precious medicine no one can sell you. Broken heart mistake number 4. Emotional isolation. The silent killer of the elderly. After her husband passed away, Margaret's home grew painfully quiet. Every morning, she still made 2 cups of coffee and poured one down the sink. Her children were busy, her friends moved away, and she slowly withdrew from the world. "Being alone is fine," she told herself. "I don't want to bother anyone." But when night fell, loneliness crept in like a cold wind through the walls. She spoke less, smiled less, and lost interest in everything, even cooking, reading, and music. What she didn't realize was that emotional isolation can be as deadly as heart disease or diabetes. Studies show that lonely seniors have a 30% higher risk of early death, and their memory declines twice as fast. The body reacts to loneliness like it does to chronic stress. Faster heartbeat, higher blood pressure, weaker immunity, and illness soon follows. Then one day, her neighbor invited her to a local book club. At first she refused, but then thought, why not just once? That small yes changed everything. Book discussions turned into conversations, conversations into picnics, and her silent home filled with laughter again. Now, every morning, Margaret brews 2 cups of coffee, one for herself and one for her neighbor next door. She smiles and says, "I used to think aging was scary because of loneliness. But loneliness only comes when you stop opening your heart to life." Brain mistake number 5. Forgetting the brain. When the mind ages before the body. Margaret once believed that forgetfulness was just part of getting old. She used to joke, "I don't forget, I just remember differently." But one day, she couldn't find her car in her usual supermarket parking lot. Then she forgot her granddaughter's birthday, something that had never happened before. Sitting alone in her quiet house, fear crept in. Her doctor told her that her brain could absolutely improve if she exercised it daily. The brain, like muscles, weakens when not used. So Margaret began a new journey. Memory games, sketching, reading, and learning something new each month. Cooking a new dish, playing the piano, even learning how to video call her grandkids. Each time her brain struggled to learn, she felt alive again. Her focus returned, her memory sharpened, and most importantly, she rediscovered joy. She also built new habits. Writing a gratitude journal every night. Doing crosswords in the morning instead of reading bad news. Talking more to keep her mind active. After a few months, people noticed she was sharper, more cheerful, and full of light. Margaret said at her book club meeting, "Aging doesn't begin when your hair turns gray. It begins when you stop learning." Now at 75, Margaret no longer looks for youth in the mirror, but in the sparkle of her eyes and the peace in her smile. She's no longer afraid of growing old, because she's learned how to truly live. Those 5 mistakes once made her weaker every day, but through them she found strength, freedom, and joy again. Old age isn't the end of the story, Margaret says. It's just a comma, a chance to write the most beautiful chapter of your life.